My point with Matt Schlapp was that it all has to start with trust. You don't want to go to the meeting, don't go. But don't give an excuse that you were meeting with two people who were at the meeting that you didn't go to and you said you couldn't go because you were with them. It's lying. Don't do it. Now, this president is regularly selling himself as something that he is not, all right, which is an honest to goodness expert. Listen to this today.
I think I know more about the environment than most people.
Really? It is a true deluge of delusions.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me. I know more about courts than any human being on earth.
Nobody knows more about trade than me. I know more about steelworkers than anybody that's ever run for office.
Nobody knows more about construction than I do.
I know more about drones than anybody.
Look, if it were just bragging or a wink at hyperbole, okay. But this president acts on his perverse notions in ways that could hurt this country. And arguably, that's what this election will be about. Like what? All right, let's start small. His genius tells him it's okay to make money off the presidency.
All right, for starters, Trump isn't saying that he's better than everyone else. He's saying that he knows more than the general public, which is true. I can say, oh, I got a 1080 on my first try on the SAT. I know more than half of the population. That's what he's saying. Common sense would tell you that. Now, on the second part, when we're talking about Trump making money, if you look at his net worth, he's lost billions of dollars since signing into office. I think right now it's at $1.7 billion. But, quote, he thinks he can make money off the presidency. How is he making money?
He wants to hold the next G7 summit at one of his golf clubs. Seriously? His genius led him to say that global warming is a hoax that China created, and then to reportedly suggest nuking hurricanes. Think about that. This president reportedly thought it was a good idea to set off nuclear bombs to combat extreme weather.
You said it yourself, Cuomo. It was reportedly stated. Now, Trump could have actually said it. There's a part of me that thinks he said it, but the majority of me doesn't think he said it at all. Now, if he had said it, he said it clearly out of the joke. Trump is the kind of man who makes light of situations like that. He makes jokes of stuff like that. Now, the logic over it, it seems on the surface to be a good idea to nuke a storm, to disperse it. But in common sense, using common sense, it would cause nuclear fallout. It would cause radiation to disperse upon the airwaves. Trump knows this. Trump is not a stupid person like you think he is, Cuomo. He's smart. He's brilliant. He is way smarter than you, and he's smarter than more than half of the population, and that's what he's saying.
Is that genius? Then he says he is a legal genius. Also suspect. The Washington Post counted. Federal judges have ruled against this White House more than 60 times in just the past 2 years on everything from the environment to immigration. He's made deregulation part of his sell to the American people. He's only won 6% of the cases involving agency regulations. Other presidents, they win about 70% of the time. More genius. Bring Russia back into the G7 or G8 if they're involved. Putin fires rockets. That's what you're seeing on your screen right now. This was during the G7 summit. He fires them near the NATO border. Okay? That's who he is. That's what he's about.
Cuomo, you basically just admitted it yourself. You're scared. You're like a scared little child. If you're scared of Russia practicing using missiles, then go to your little bunker. Go home. You shouldn't be in politics. You shouldn't be scared of another country.
But our president praises Putin, says he's better than Obama, and then botches how Russia got ousted in the first place from the G7. Annexing Crimea is what got them kicked out by a majority. President Obama didn't do it. By the way, Russia still holds Crimea today, and oh yeah, is trying to infiltrate our democracy.
I paused the video again because the only evidence of Russia actually interfering with our democracy is them posting little $5 ads on Facebook somehow supporting Trump.
This president praises him. That's genius. He released Iran from the only controls that the world had on them. He gifted North Korea's despot with legitimacy, then said the first lady has gotten to know this guy well.
It has been proven time and time again that Trump actually got out of Obama's bad Iranian nuclear deal.
They've never even met. He started a trade war with China that now has CEOs reportedly dumping their own stocks as market fears grow. Farmers are feeling the pain. He says it's all part of how he negotiates. Please remember, he went bankrupt a lot, and most often was negotiating with creditors in busted businesses. You would know where his money comes from if he would show you his taxes. But that type of hiding is apparently part of his genius. And where is the genius in saying things that make the hateful happy? His people swear we've got him wrong about seeing good people on both sides in Charlottesville. He didn't mean that. He condemns white supremacists. Well, you know who else doesn't get it? These guys. This is from a KKK rally in North Carolina. They're carrying a banner that says, "Help make America great again." You don't see any Obama signs there, do you? You don't see "Let's get after it" on any of the signs, do you? Diversity is strength. Why are they using his slogan and writing in support of him online?
So what Cuomo just did was very slight, it was very subtle. I don't know if you got it, but he was saying that Trump saying that there was good people on both sides, that's bad. That he was stating right after that all of the white people, all of the KKK members are Republicans. It was subtle, it was just slid under the table, but it was there. If you just look at the context, he's saying all Republicans are KKK members. And the reason why there isn't any Obama slurs or any Obama references is because those people are racist. Everyone condemned racist. Trump has condemned racist.
Bottom line, telling someone you're a genius doesn't make you a genius. In fact, it probably suggests the opposite. But would a genius lie in such easily discoverable ways? Would genius convince you that America is best unified by pushing the poison of division, emboldening those who want to see the world in terms of us and them, exclusion over inclusion, as who is less than, and that there's nothing more righteous than indignation? But there is a bad fact against my argument. This president has exhibited what might be fairly assessed as near genius by pulling off an amazing feat of politics. He sold himself to legitimately disaffected voters, many of them were white, middle class, angry at the moneyed class and their perverse plays for power. And I have never seen someone who is guilty of exactly what outrages the same people winds up accepted as a champion for them.
I'm sorry, Cuomo, but you're getting the two parties mixed up here. The Republican Party, they don't care about someone else's wealth. If a CEO of a company is rich, good for them. They're a CEO of a company. They have to run a company. You, Democrats, are the people who care that a CEO doesn't, quote, pay their taxes because they invest it back into their own company. You're talking about Democrats, not Republicans.
And yet in this context, as a leader, I don't think that's genius, because I think true genius would be defined as that application of intelligence that promotes a society's virtues, that enlightens, elevates, appeals to our better angels, not to bring out the devil.
Cuomo, you're not a leader. You're just a follower. You're not a shepherd. You're a sheep. Don't act like you're big. You're not a leader. Don't say that you're a leader. If you may be leading someone, you're leading imbeciles on the left. You're not doing anything.